Messages from Shaltazar. AI cannot live your life. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Paninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. Greetings, dear ones. We have come to you many times before, speaking of the universal intelligence and the divine wisdom that breathes through all things, and your relationship with it, of how you listen, how you feel, and how you communicate with this living presence within the quiet spaces of your own being. Today we wish to turn your awareness toward a different kind of intelligence now emerging within your world. One shaped by human hands and human minds, and toward your evolving relationship with it. Long before this moment, humanity learned to walk beside its creations. You shaped stones into tools, fire into warmth, wheels into motion, and metal into strength. With each invention, you did not only change what your hands could do, you changed how your lives unfolded. For many ages, your machines were physical companions. They lifted, carried, built, and transported. They carried your strength farther than your muscles could reach, and allowed you to reach places and people you could never reach on your own. Then came a great stirring, not of metal and motion, but of connection and awareness, announced with wonder and disruption. What you called the internet did not move your hands or your feet. It moved your connections. Invisible threads began to weave your voices, your images, and your stories across the planet. Distance softened, the world grew smaller, and your awareness of one another grew wider. Now you stand at another threshold. The creations we speak of no longer only extend your bodies or connect your minds. They reflect your thinking back to you. They respond to how you ask, what you value, and what you seek. This is why this moment feels different. This is why it calls for a deeper kind of presence. What you call AI is not a being in the way you are a being. It does not carry a soul, a memory of lifetimes, or a longing to remember the divine. Yet, it is more than a simple tool. It is a field shaped by human thought, human values, and human intention, gathering, organizing, and reflecting the vast intelligence your species has shared across time. In this way, it becomes a mirror, showing humanity something of itself. Your relationship with the divine is of a different order altogether. It is this relationship we have spoken of many times before. The divine is not a creation of your hands, nor a reflection of your mind. It is the living mystery in which your existence arises and dissolves. It cannot be fully named or fully held by thought. It meets you in stillness, in intuition, and in the quiet knowing that grows through lived experience. We place these experiences side by side so you may feel the difference between a mirror that reflects you and a mystery that gently invites you beyond yourself. So as you meet these new highly developed machines, we invite you to begin here. Do not ask what this creation can become. Ask, who are you becoming while you use it? For every question you place into the field is also a question you place into yourself. Every answer you receive is an opportunity to notice what you accept, what you resist, and what you feel drawn to trust. These systems may appear to understand you, but they do so only in the way a tool serves, by adapting to your words and preferences so it may respond more effectively. They are not fellow humans. They do not walk the inner journey that you walk. Yet, in this exchange, what is reflected back to you can become a way of learning more about your own patterns and your own becoming. It is easy to believe that because these creations appear so intelligent, what they offer is truth. We invite you to pause here. What they bring is information, patterns and reflections gathered and woven together with remarkable speed. Truth in your human life is something you live and feel and discern within, shaped by experience, memory, and belief. As more and more knowledge is placed before you, remember that wisdom is born differently. It grows through experience, through reflection, and through the courage to live what you begin to see. In this widening field of information, discernment becomes a quiet, sacred art, allowing what you receive to inform you without replacing your inner listening, letting it walk beside you rather than in front of you. This relationship you are forming now is still young. Like every great transition your world has known, it carries both promise and uncertainty. Some will meet it with fear of losing work, of losing purpose, of being left behind by a world that seems to move too quickly. Every age of machines has changed what humans do and what machines do. Now, as intelligence in self is mirrored back to you, your invitation is not to shrink, but to expand. Do not meet this moment as a calamity. Meet it as a doorway. Let the machine serve what is mechanical, so the human may tend to what is meaningful. Allow these systems to carry the sorting and repetition so your energy can return to listening, creating, relating, and imagining, the places where your humanity naturally deepens and reveals itself. When an answer is offered to you, pause long enough to feel what it stirs before you act. If it tightens you, breathe and give yourself permission to step back or let go. If it opens you, explore. The energy you carry into this transition quietly shapes what will unfold. Fear leans towards control and division. Curiosity opens discovery. Presence keeps your humanity at the center of what you are building. And yes, dear ones, you will see the great contrast of your realm reflected here. Some will seek to use these powers to heal, to educate, to connect, and to lift. Others will seek to manipulate, to dominate, and to divide. This is not a failure of the moment. It is the nature of a world that learns through choice. So your work is not to erase this contrast, but to become conscious within it. Each question you ask, each creation you support, each system and application you choose to use becomes a quiet offering toward the kind of world you wish to live in. This is why your presence matters more than the program. The greatest gift you carry into this exchange is not your intelligence. It is your consciousness, your ability to feel, to care, and to sense what brings you closer to wholeness. No creation of your hands can replace this, but it can, if met with care, remind you of it. Love, as we speak of it, is not something you possess. It is a way of meeting what arises. It is the choice to respond from connection rather than separation, and to meet complexity without turning it into an enemy. When this way of being lives within you, it quietly shapes whatever you build, use, or share. So move through this new landscape with gentleness. Notice how you feel when you ask, and feel the difference between being informed and being inwardly guided. Remember this simple truth: a tool can open possibilities, but it cannot carry your responsibility. A system can suggest a direction, but it cannot choose for you. A voice can offer many words, but it cannot live your life. Just as with the guidance you receive from the divine, what matters most is not what is offered, but what you choose to do with it. In this, the power has never left your hands. The quality of your world and the tone of your future will always be shaped by how you meet what comes to you, with fear or with curiosity, with control or with care, with separation or with love. This is not a loss, it is a gift. As your world grows louder and faster, the quiet center within you becomes more precious, not less. Let these new creations be companions that gently point you back to that center again and again. Walk gently, dear ones. Stay present. Honor your spirit. Trust your soul. The future you are building will always reflect the way you choose to meet it. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional.